Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be showing you a 2024 Dutch Star. It's one of their newer floor plans. They kind of changed the old 3717 model. Now it's the 3817. They've actually added a foot in the kitchen area, a little more pantry space, a little more room in the bathroom, and a pass-through storage now. So we'll point those out as we walk around. It is Halloween. We have just had our first snow. So anybody that has any questions as we're walking around, feel free to ask them and we'll see if we can get them answered for you. Okay, let's start out. This is a great floor plan, and it's one of them I call sort of an old school in that it has 4 slides and a center bathroom. Most of these higher-end Dutch Stars and on up tend to be full wall slides with a bath and a half. And when you get under 40 feet, this is just a good variation on an old floor plan. So when we get in there, I'll point that out, and we have a few more surprises for you when we get inside. Okay, let's start by walking the outside. First of all, we do have our surround sound camera, our 360 camera. Here's one of the cameras right here. We have a couple in the back. We have one on the front windshield so you can see all the way around you. As I walk around these, I like to point out things that I always do, what makes the Newmars unique. Part of that, heavy-duty grab handle. Very sturdy with a keyless entry right here. I've talked before about the flush wall slides, and you can see it perfectly right here. As you're driving 65, 75 miles an hour, that wind could sneak in around the fascia, especially if your seal's not tight. With the flush wall slides, it prevents that. It's a quieter ride because you don't hear the road noise and the wind noise nearly as much. Okay, and right here is our fuel fill, and as I always point out, you can hear that. It's protected by a steel plate, and I don't know why that's not on every coach. It should be mandated, but that's one thing you might want to check for if you're looking at other brands. In this first compartment here, we have our optional refrigerator freezer. And it does pull out far enough that when this slide is open, you can open these up, not have to worry about them falling back on you. 2 zones here. You could set one for drinks, one for your frozen meats and so forth. And then they also added this shelf up here a couple of years ago. Just a great practical use of space. Okay, we move down to this next compartment, and what we've got is a full pull-through tray here. In the past, on the shorter chassis, they didn't have the option for a full pass-through. So the wheelbase on this coach actually went from 242 to 254 inches. So it is a different chassis from last year. You get a little bit more storage room outside, you know, a little bit more room inside. And I want to talk something about the measurements. One of our salesperson here, Katie O'Neill, she tends to carry a tape around with her and you know, measure everything. Some people make comments that it just takes too much time, we don't need that, and a lot of people just watch these for fun. As Katie told me yesterday, she has a lot of people that actually want those measurements, and the ones that tend to reach out to her, maybe eventually buy, she's going to have to get those anyway, so she does it in her video. I refuse to carry a tape because I play with them too much and I always cut my finger, but from my elbow to my fingertip is 18.5 inches. From my span here, I've got another 8.5 inches, so you can see that's almost 30 inches right there. So if you want to know a height from me, I'm going to give it to you in elbows. See, right there is about, an elbow and 3/4. So I'm going to estimate that to be about 32 to 34 inches. So once again, great job to Katie, how she does her videos, very detailed. Some people The inside, and when you're buying a new house, that's more important. Most of us guys maybe are a little more Tim the Toolman Taylor like. We like the mechanical aspects. Oh, 450 horse roof. So everybody does their videos a little differently. But if you want exact measurements, please reach out to me. I think they show my my name and contact info a couple of times during the video. But let me know if you have any questions. Okay, when we get here, I like to find a place to point out the Star foundation. It's actually a little better over on this side. You can see how Newmar welds the superstructure onto the frame. They gusset it down to the main rails. You've got a steel superstructure supporting the very outer edges of your compartments. And if you look where this floor joist is, you can tell it's not going to rest right there on that main chassis beam. Nice thing about that is you don't get the twisting, you don't get the torquing when you hit a big pothole, so you're not as likely to pop your grout or crack a tile or something like that. And speaking of tile, you can see they give you a few extra when you buy this, and I'll point out how that can come in handy inside when you're dealing with your floor heat. Also has a vacuum. These are your hoses and your attachments for the inside and outside vacuum. Okay, back here, another little difference or idiosyncrasy of this 3817 floor plan is they put the TV down below. This is a 43-inch TV with a sound bar there, and it does come out and, you know, articulates a little bit. And for me personally, I actually kind of like this setup because when I'm sitting here, my head is down or level. I'm not looking up at the sidewall, which tends to, you know, tire me out a little bit after a while. So I actually kind of like this setup. And it snaps right back in very easily. Move back to this one, and we've got another about a 3/4 compartment here. On the back of that, we have our either our water compartment or our Oasis or something like that. You can see up here we've got our vacuum, and like I said, you can bring your attachments out here, clean up your compartments and all your storage bay. Makes it real easy to keep everything nice and clean. Come back to this compartment, just another, you know, little storage area. You'll find some use for it. You notice how that LED light popped on as soon as I opened the door. It's like that wherever you have the lights in your storage compartment. And then over here in the last compartment is our chassis batteries. These are the big 8D batteries. Your master disconnect right there. That's part of the particulate chamber that helps capture the diesel emission and clean it up somewhat. Okay, let's step around back. As I pointed out, this is a Freightliner 254-inch wheelbase XCR raised rail chassis, and it's powered by the L9, they call it. The ISL is an 8.9 liter Cummins diesel, 450 foot-pounds of 450 horsepower and 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. The nice thing about when you get to the Dutch Star level, and it's kind of where I consider the luxury lineup for Newmar to start, they moved to a side radiator. So you can see what it does back here when you want to check your oil, check your transmission fluid, maybe add some power steering fluid. Easy to get to your water, fuel filters and water separators. Air cleaner is right there. You got your little pressure gauge right there. It tells you how dirty your air cleaner is getting. Oasis fluid over here. Excuse me, you can plug in right here and preheat the engine. You do have a light out here if you're working on it at night. Just everything is so convenient to reach, and with that side radiator, you do get a little better cooling anyway, so nice feature. 2-inch receiver hitch. This is rated at 15,000 pounds. Excuse me. This doesn't have the tag axle, so it's not going to pull quite as well as the 40 and 43 footers. And this may only be rated at 10,000 pounds. Regardless, you still have the 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. You do have your 7-way plug right here. And then you've got your air hookup for an Air Force One or a brake system you may be using on your tow vehicle. And again, you can see the cameras. There's one right here. There's one up at the top. They help provide the 360 camera view. And also when you're hooking up trailers or towing it, it makes it easier to keep an eye on the road or on your trailer. We'll go over that on the inside. All right, moving around to the driver's side, and boy, it's cool over here when you step into the shade, I'll tell you what. Here's our side radiator. Like I said, the nice thing is they're a little bit bigger, and they get better airflow here, so it's better cooling. And if you're pulling a heavier load up Eisenhower Pass or Vail Pass, it's nice that you don't have to worry about your engine overheating. Next compartment up, we've got our DEF tank. And we do get a little storage compartment right there. So for your sewer hose or, you know, gloves or oil or whatever you want to use it there. Move up to the next compartment, and what we have here is our 50 amp power cord. This is a manual out cord with the power in. The button is right here on the door. Makes it easy when you're getting that put away. You also have your transfer switch and surge protector right there. Inlet, maybe you've got park cable where you're staying or a portable satellite. You can bring that in right there. Another thing Newmar did is, this a couple years ago or a year ago or more, they changed the bulb seals here, so it makes it a lot easier to close the door, get a tight seal. You don't have to, you know, shut them quite so hard. Okay, here's our water bay, and this is one of the best in the industry. First of all, I'll point out there is a macerator here. This is like a garbage disposal for your black tank. It'll chew up the solid waste, and you can actually pump it uphill. So if the dump's a little bit higher than where you're sitting, you can pump it out with your macerator. You can also use your regular gravity drain here for your black and gray tanks if you like. It does have the, again, a power reel for your water. Whole house filter. This is our fill valve. We can auto fill it, or you know, when we're just using it on city water. Sewerage rinse here, switch for your Sanacon, and a switch for your water pump also. Maybe you're outside using your outside shower and you want to turn the pump on. It's nice that you don't have to go inside. Low point drains are over here. You can see this is already winterized, and I like the way they kind of emboss these. They're not just a decal, so they're not going to come off. They label everything very clearly for you. Move up to this compartment, and that is our Oasis Chinook. This is our hydronic heating system. It provides your furnace, your hot water, your engine preheat. It is a diesel burner that you have one diesel burner in there and two electric elements for heating the water. They use the Oasis as opposed to the AquaHot for a couple reasons. Number one, it does have that second electric element, but all in all, it's a little bit quieter, a little bit cleaner burning. So, you know, if you are hanging out under your awning and you've got that running, you don't smell the fumes quite so much. Get on the back side of our slide out tray. And this pulls all the way out, makes it easy to access all your stuff. And then here we have our 8 AGM batteries. Now, first of all, it used to be that 4 AGMs was standard. You had the propane cook surface and the old-fashioned electric propane refrigerator. When you see the 8 batteries in here, it tells me it's an all-electric unit. You have a residential refrigerator and an induction cook surface. And in fact, this is the standard now. Last year, 90% of their orders chose the all-electric standard, so that's what they put in the 2024 coaches. The option this year is for lithium batteries. And with your lithium-ion batteries, you get standard 2 of the 360, I guess they are, or 320 amp hours, and there's an option for a 3rd lithium ion, so you could have 960 amp hours of battery, 2 3,000 watt inverters, and off one of those inverters you can run your front air conditioner. Nice thing is, if you come time to change them, you're on a pull-out tray here. Pop your pin, pull it out. It makes it easy to work on it right out here. Another fuel fill on this side. The DEF you only fill on the driver's side near the back. And then in this compartment, we've got our circuitry. Most of these are for your chassis, you know, your blinkers, your lights, you know, your electric chairs and so forth. They give you some spare fuses right there. This is our hood release. If we go back around to the front, okay, you can see right here we've got our 8,000 watt generator. This is the standard generator on the 37 footers, since there's only 2 air conditioners. When you get up to the 43 footers and 3 air conditioners, you will get a 10,000 watt generator. Over here we've got a couple of nice features. There is a quick connect here, tap into your air system. You also have a hot water outlet here. You could hook up a hose and wash off your windshield real easy with your own hot water. And then here's a release if you want to pull your generator out. And you got a couple of the big trucker horns right there so you can let people know you're coming. Okay. Right here we've got our Mobileye. Now that has become a standard feature on the Dutch Star. It's going to let you know if you're getting out of your lane. You also have the adaptive cruise control, which senses traffic that's in front of you. I'll show you a little bit of that when we get inside. And I guess that's it. You know, somebody moved this in. We must have had it tight, but these mirrors can be out. You can put it this way and still see behind you too. But you can pop this cap, loosen it up, adjust these mirrors wherever you want them to be. Well, let's go ahead and step inside now. Okay, I guess I'll go up first and you can shut the door behind you. Okay, again, we are in a 3817 Dutch Star. Not so much a new floor plan as a revised floor plan from last year with the extra foot added. You can see as I walk through how easy it is to access everything, to get into my bathroom, to get into my refrigerator. You know, if you've got a dog or something that likes to wander through to the bedroom, they don't have any problem here. I'm going to go ahead and open these up. And one thing about the Dutch Stars, they have what they call more floor. And if you look under the couch there, it's tile in the slide out. So they use a heavy duty HWH slide mechanism for that. And the rollers don't even touch the floor down there. So it'll go out and then drop down that couple of inches to make it flush. Some of these go pretty slow, but I like this floor plan because it drops in a hurry. There we go. Oops, guess I'm not all the way down yet. There we are. Okay, so come on in and take a look, but before I go any farther, I gotta stop smiling and laughing. look who we have videoing us today. This is Black Andrew. And I tell you what, there aren't very many places you can work and have fun like this. So our new cameraman today is our GM. He even has a different colored Jeep with them. So I'll try to stop smirking the rest of the video here. Okay, let's talk about the dash area first as I get up here. Overhead here, you can see a lot of our controls, and I can't wait to hear these comments. Please pass them along. Inverter here. Now, keep in mind, when we were outside, I should have pointed out the Girard Nova awnings. They are 110 awnings, so if you're not plugged in or your generator's not running, you turn your inverter on. You can run your awnings right here. Satellite system. This is our monitor panel. Over here we've got our security lights, block heater, exterior step, slide out buttons right there. And then we do also have the window awning package. Here's where you open your front ones. We also have the Wi-Fi Everest system so you can stay connected when you're on the road. And we do have the 43-inch TV up front is an option. Beside that, we've got another storage compartment over here. Now, a couple of minor things they did in the dash area. You can see we've got our two monitors here. Now, this comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Nav & Go navigation, but I like the fact that they covered this with one screen. Two separate components, but there's one glass screen that covers it. I was talking a little bit about our camera system over here, and when I'm driving, I like to have the wide-angle view of what's behind me, especially when I'm not pulling something. If you have a trailer there, you might want to keep an eye on it a little more and tilt that down, or when I'm hooking up a trailer, I want to look right down. You can see that's probably actually the 7-way, but if the insert was in the receiver hitch, it would be sticking out. You can see exactly where it is and line it up with that trailer, which is a really nice feature. And then also we have our 360 camera here, gives you sort of a bird's eye view. There's actually a selector switch right here on the dash if you want to go to some of the other views for that camera. And there's our production van. I think we've got another Andrew for Halloween doing the production today, so full of general managers today. The Newmar dash is, very easy to read. It's easy to get comfortable here. As we scroll through some of our gauges, I wanted to point out right there, steering effort. So I'm just going to hit OK. This is our adaptive steering setup, the comfort drive they call it. It's a computerized system that senses with different sensors, the torque on the tires, the crosswinds, the crown on the road, things like that might have you fighting the wheel. It'll keep that wheel centered for you, brings you back to the center position. With very little effort, you can drive in windy conditions and not worry about, wandering all over the road. So I can adjust, if I'm on highway speeds at 65, I might want tighter steering. When I get down to backing into a spot in an RV park, I'll set it down to, 1 and make it very easy to turn. As we go back here, a couple other things. There's our mobile eye. And on the mobile eye, the thing I look at most is our headway warning distance. I've got it marked on medium. You can put that wherever you want. There's also your lane departure warning you can shut off, speed limit indicator and alert. Boy, I don't like that at all. So I'm going to disable it because I don't want you to tell me when I'm over the speed limit. I know it already. So, it take a little while, go through here. You get your, like I say, your road watch, and that's going to give me my distances for my cruise control. So when the adaptive cruise control starts to recognize there's traffic and slow you down, or you can shut that all the way off also. So easy to use, easy to read, very comfortable. There are adjustable pedals on this. Let's see. I may need to have, there we go. They're going in, you can see, and you know, I'm not all that tall. I'm about 5'8", but once I get comfortable in the seat, it's nice that I can bring those pedals out to where they touch my foot. And now, according to Joe Snyder, our Freightliner rep, when you get into a coach with someone new or it's your first time, first thing, make sure your feet are comfortable. Feet, then seat, then steering wheel and mirrors is how you do it. So that's very comfortable for me. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let's take a look at the floor plan. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is what I call maybe a bit of an old-fashioned or old-school floor plan, in that it has 4 slides. So over here, we do have a pull-out couch. And the nice thing about this floor plan, with 2 couches, you get a pull-out and you get a jackknife. So you do get some extra sleeping right here. Over the couch, we've got good cabinet space. You can see those are quite deep, and it's open all the way through, so it's easy to get longer items in there. These are all your manuals. Across from this couch, we've got another couch, and again, this is a jackknife. It'll come down flat, and we also have our televator right there. I'm going to go ahead and put that up. So this is a 50-inch 4K TV with the Bose soundbar. As that's coming up, I'll point out a little bit more of the storage area. So the center one, they leave kind of open for video components if you still have a Blu-ray player or whatever. So many people now with the smart TVs and the streaming service and your Everest Wi-Fi, you know, they just use the apps. We actually have a little bit of storage area right here. You know, every place Newmar can give you a compartment, they do. Even though I think, geez, why even go through it for something that size? Well, it'll get used, especially as you get under 40 feet and are spending more time in it. It's nice to have all these little cubby holes. Now, this floor plan, this slide here is pretty large, and it telescopes over this little peninsula here with your sink. And a couple of things I'll point out about the sink. Number one, you do have 2 of these, but I like the fact they give you a place to store it right here. And it tucks in nicely, holds it firm. Also access to your trash can right there. This is also what they call the farm sink. And notice how the front of it comes all the way out to the edge of your countertop. There's only a few floor plans you get it. It's big. It's kind of divided in a 70-30 or 60-40 type split. Makes it easier when you're prepping food, when you're washing big dishes, stuff like that. You do have a residential style sprayer right here. Over here above the countertop. Get some more storage. Nice little pull-out drawer there. It makes it easy for people that are shorter to reach the items that are in the very back. You have another one over here. And this shelf goes all the way through, and it actually is a pretty big shelf, although it's not all that tall. And then again, we have a third one right here. That plug there is for your microwave. This coach just arrived yesterday, so although we do have it cleaned up and antifreeze on board, we haven't gone through the entire thing yet. Convection microwave. So if you like to bake, you know, you want to roast a chicken or something in here, you can do it, or do your cookies. But most important, you've got your popcorn button right there. Can't forget that. We do have an induction cook surface, and the nice thing about these, all electric of course, you can remove it, unplug it, take it outside, and use it under your awning if you want to cook on it out there. Easy to keep clean. Any metallic pan, anything that a magnet will stick to, will work on these. Okay, underneath here, We've got some pull-out drawers. And these are all soft close. We do have a dishwasher, and actually you do need 110 power for this too, and you need either your generator or to be plugged in. I don't believe that one's going to work off your inverter. Another large silverware drawer here. And you have your remotes for your TVs. One thing I did want to show you, you've got a couple of MCD remotes. These are your shades, so I'm just going to go ahead. Number one is for this area, and I'm going to put all my day shades up. And then while they're going up, I'm going to switch to all my night shades and bring those down. So this is how I use it mostly, but you can go through and raise and lower them individually if you like. If you look up at the cockpit area too, you see our night shades for the side windows are coming down. And then of course your main shade for the windshield is a button up there off the dash. Okay, across from our kitchen, we have our dinette. This one's got a leaf that you can put in there. It's under the mattress, and then you do have a couple of folding chairs with the matching fabric. Now, one thing that I've heard people say about the colors and about the Newmars, some have made the comment that they look almost too Amish, but this is the Bermuda glazed maple, and it's the high gloss, and typically I used to think the high gloss as being too shiny. But I really like this color and the darker ones, and if you've listened to any of my videos, you know the cabinets I like best are in the motorhome that I'm in at the time. So I love these Bermuda glazed. But when they pair this darker cabinetry with the light countertops, the light flooring, and I even like the wallboard, it's got a little texture and a little pattern in it, it doesn't give it the cave effect of a dark motorhome, makes them look smaller. I love the contrast between the cabinets and the flooring and the countertops. I think it's a great look. And again, beautiful cabinetry. As you look through all these storage areas, you will see some styles here, but none of these are wrapped. This is all solid maple. Newmar just does a beautiful job. They build these in-house, stain them, finish them, everything right there on the factory. Okay, under our table, we do have a little bit more storage. I'll show you. Compartment on that side, a little bit more in here. And then you have the same thing over on this side. And there are several options for several different types of furniture setups with these. You can get the Euro booth. You can get the work credenza, the desk buffet, I think they call it. There is an option for theater seating here, and you can have a fold and tumble pull-out couch on the other side. So there's several options. So if you have any questions or you want to see, how you could take one of these and order what you like, please reach out to me. Again, they will show my contact information periodically through the video. So let me know if you have any questions, or, particularly for our GM today. This is a great chance to ask them, maybe get a special deal. Okay, let's move back. The refrigerator, this is a 18-foot residential style refrigerator. And let me close that one. As you can see, plenty of storage in here. The all-electric refrigerators have got very efficient, so they don't put a big drain on your battery. And here is where the extra foot come in on this side of the coach. You get a bigger pantry. You still have your 6 pull-out drawers, but you have a lot more room over here than you used to in last year's model. And then on the driver's side of the coach, the extra foot went into the area there behind the dinette table and in your bathroom. You get a little deeper cabinets. They added a few more inches to the bath, and there is only one bathroom in this floor plan. So I'm going to open some of these cabinets to let you have a look, and then I'm going to, there we go. Well, you can kind of see what we've got there. I'll let Andrew pan around there while I step into the shower. Emergency door right there behind the toilet. And then in the shower here, the nice thing is they put this skylight in here. So my reach is about 83, 84. I can almost reach 7 foot tall. So you can see how much room you have in here. There's also the Aquamizer system. That's a system that helps save your fresh water, prevents you from filling up the gray tank too fast. And then the other feature that I always like is this teak seat. Very nicely done, and you know, maybe this is the one place where a old school floor plan, you don't get as big a bathroom as you do when the bathroom is in the rear, but putting it right here in the middle, it gives you so much more on a 38-footer than having the full wall slide with 2 bathrooms. So I really like this setup. It pays off back here in the bedroom. I'll show you that right now. Now, first of all, I've got to open up these slides. So as I'm running them out, and again, they're really quick. One of the things that I like to point out on this floor plan is this monitor. So they move this, it's a 9 or 10 inch monitor to the center of the coach. And in this floor plan, while I'm running slides out, I can actually reach it, which is kind of nice. We've got our auto gen start. We can set that according to our HVAC. Let's say you're leaving dogs in here, and if it hits 75, you want your generator to kick up, start your AC. It will. By turning that on, I don't know if you heard that, but my generator just kicked on. The reason was I was running those slides out and our battery level dropped a little bit. When it gets under 12.2, it kicks on the generator automatically. And actually it was a chassis battery that triggered this one. You can do it on your house battery or on your HVAC. But the AGS is a nice feature, and when you pick it up, we go over this very thoroughly. We have people you can call after you buy it if you have questions on am I using it right or whatever. Another nice feature, you've got floor heat. Now there's panels throughout the coach, but 3 different zones, front, mid, and the back. And that gets back to, I mentioned the tiles that they give you, the extra tiles. So if you're looking at this floor, the electric grid for this floor heat, it's right below those tiles, right in the thin set. And with an electric one, if there's a fault somewhere, they can determine it's right here under this tile with their meters. Remove that tile and from the top, get in there and fix that electric grid. Replace the tile, grout it, you won't even know the work's been done. You're back in business. The other option on a heated floor is a hydronic heating system, which is glycol coils that run underneath your subfloor. So you've got to heat up 2 or 3 inches of subfloor, and then your tile and main floor takes longer to feel that heat. And if you were to have a problem or need to repair it, you've got to come from underneath to get it. It makes it virtually impossible. So one of the benefits of having the electric floor heat. Getting back to our monitor here, just a few other things I'll point out. Here's our HVAC. And I was telling you about the Oasis system. They moved those controls back here. And you can see I can turn on my diesel burner, I can turn on one AC element, or I can turn on both my electric elements. If it's only, say, 45, 50 degrees, and your coach is warm, your water's warm, you probably keep up with electric alone. When you jump into a coach that's been in sub-freezing temperatures and it's cold and you want to heat it up fast, I'm going to turn on my burner. I'm going to turn on my both electric elements. I'm going to go back and turn on all my floor heats to high. In a matter of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're feeling that heat. You've heated a freezing coach up to a livable temperature. Okay, let's take a look at the bedroom now. So we do have a king bed, and one thing I will say about the floor plans that they changed, the the 3717, this one, which is now the 3817. And then there's a 3436 model, or excuse me, 3736, which is now a 3836. On this floor plan, they always had a king bed and the closet in the back. So that extra foot went into your pantry and into the bathroom. On the other, the 3836 model, the front of it's the same, but it was a queen bed. So they gave you that extra foot back here in the bedroom. Like I said, it's a longer wheelbase, but it's still under 40 feet, which is a key measurement for a lot of people. Storage considerations, where you're going to camp and so forth. You don't have the tag axle. It's a lighter coach with the same horsepower and torque. So actually you get better performance if you're going to go out and race this down the road against, let's say, a 4369 Dutch Star. This one's going to win. So getting back to the bedroom now, you can see we've got our king bed here, good storage overhead. I'll open these up. We do have some of our controls right here. Let me open this one up also. On both sides of the bed, you get a pedestal and you get 110 outlets and USB ports in there. Try to get there we go, get my reading lights on under here. And the nice thing is, if you're laying here in bed, you can shut everything off without having to get out of bed. And again, this compartment all the way across. Very wide open, deep storage space here. On the side, you do get 2 functioning windows. You can crack that open, turn on one of your roof fans and draw some air through here on a hot summer night. Maybe you don't need your air conditioning to sleep. You can see under the bed here, we've got a lot of good storage. There's your table leaf, the 2 folding chairs that match the fabric up front. One nice thing about having that central bathroom is it gives you the wardrobe across the back. So many of the full wall slide floor plans with the bathroom here, they really cut down on wardrobe space. So you can see you've got plenty of room for your hanging clothes. You've got your safe back there, a shoe rack. These compartments to the left, I'll go ahead and open them up. One of them is, you got a little storage and some components there. You have your 110 breakers right here. So although there is a little bit of room, it's more for access to your components, and this gives you access to your plumbing, and right beside that is your stackable washer and dryer. Again, when you shut this, you know, the lights go on and off automatically, and you do have a nice little safety latch right there for when you're traveling. Okay, across from the bed, again, another 43-inch 4K TV. As you can see, we have our controller for here. Right now I've got my day shades down. I'll run those down, and get nighttime. I want my night shades down. Above this, we do have some more storage. Again, this far right compartment sort of saved for any video components you might have. Nice accent lighting around. I'll show you those. You know, if you just want your accent, gives it a nice ambiance. We have 3 deep drawers. So you're asking me how deep? Well, I know we're at, that's about 11 inches deep. You know, maybe 2/3 of an elbow, we'll call it. And across, you know, like I say, that's 18 inches. So we've got just about 22 inches across there. All of them soft close. Down here, you've got 3 more that actually are a little deeper. There you go. So, you know, for a dresser, this is a lot of room, actually. Okay, I do always try to point out the decorative ceiling. Newmar covers up their air conditioning ducts, and their air conditioning runs right down the center of the coach. It is ducted. It's not just channeled out of fiberglass. The nice thing about that, if you're driving in extremely hot temperatures and you want to cool it down back here for your passengers, you can turn on your generator while you're driving and run these air conditioners. If you have the lithium package with the two 3,000 watt inverters, you can actually run that front air conditioner off your batteries. Otherwise, you do need to have your 110 on. And I think that's about it today, folks. If I forgot something, please reach out to me and ask, or let me know if you have any questions. Once again, my name's Mark Love with Transwest RV. Drive careful out there. It's been a pleasure to be videoed by our GM today, and hope nobody was too offended by that. Like always, happy trails. Keep your stick on the ice. Winter's here. We'll see you next time.